Hello, dear traders. This is Alex Gerchik and Gerchik Co Company, and today is our usual webinar about the stock market. Today we're going to talk about a few particular stocks that I like, and just some stocks out of blue, just to see what's going on, so you'll understand the position and why I like about it. I want to explain for you one thing, why a lot of people doing a big mistakes. When you look at the stocks, a lot of you are really falling in love. Like, for example, you like some stock and you like what the company do and you just fall in love. You should understand one thing: the market does not go straight up or straight down. It goes up and down. So a lot of times when you do invest into the company, you should understand one thing for a fact: it basically everything can happen to the stock. It can go down at any time. It can go much lower. And the problem is, if it's going to go much lower, if you didn't get out because you like the fundamentals, you should understand one thing: there's a 2008, and your stock can have a fantastic fundamentals, but it can go down in value 60, 70, 80%. I've seen a lot of stocks which trading right now at $100 and traded before at $50, $60 a share, traded in 2008 at 60 or 70 cents. For example, I will give you an example. It's DTG, Dollar General, the car rental company. The stock before was like $40, $50. In 2008, when the problem in the stock market began, the stock was trading at 64, 65 cents a share. You know, the fundamentals was there, everything was fine, but you should understand one thing: there's a manipulations in the market, and there's a big buyers and the big sellers, and if they need to kill the stock, they're not going to look at the fundamentals. So the bottom line is, when you do look at the stock, make sure that if something goes wrong, you simply just get out. So today I'm going to show you some few stocks, give you some stories, and you'll understand what exactly I'm trying to tell. We'll start with a company which is called Snapchat. If you take a look, this is the recent IPO. The IPO was basically less than a month old, maybe just I think a little over a month old. And as you can see, as soon as the IPO came out, right away, it's pretty much right away took a big dip for one simple reason. Nobody understands the fundamentals of this company. Nobody understands how this company is going to monetize the market. We just don't know how the company is planning to make money. So for now, when I see and look at the stocks, I don't understand what's going on. So if you understand what's going on, that's the one thing. But I don't understand how the Snapchat is trying to make money. I just don't understand. Once I understand the money and the company is going to be made in the Snapchat, then basically I might invest, because the company has a lot of subscribers. So there's tens of millions, maybe hundreds of millions. I don't know exactly how many subscribers they have, but they have a lot of different subscribers from all over the world. Everybody likes their kind of service. You know, you can text or send the pictures, and right away, the certain period of time, the pictures are disappearing. And the kids, especially young adults who's using the internet widely, they do like the Snapchat. Me, as I said before, I don't understand their business. I don't understand how they're planning to make money. Same like is the Viber, but Viber right now making a Viber out calls, they charging some money, but they have some kind of commercial. I don't know how successful are they. They're not a publicly trading company, but Snapchat, we have to see in the future. Like say for the next quarter, since the company is going to report, we're going to see how much money they lost or how much money they made. And a very important thing: what is going to be with the company, which direction the company takes. That's a very important thing for us to understand. So as I said before, is a Snapchat. We have to see next quarter. We have to see their earnings, financials, and the most important thing, we have to see what the CEO of the company is going to say about the future of the company, how they're planning to monetize the market, how they're planning to make money on their application. And once we're going to understand how the company is planning to make money, then it's going to be much easier for us to understand what can be done with the core business. The next company also came out as an IPO. You heard it probably as well, is the Canada Goose. The company produced a winter jacket based on Goose, and that's what it's called, Canada Goose, holding the company pretty much. They're trying to do all the winter stuff. Pretty much, I mean, you can't really say super successful business because this kind of brand names, they spend a bunch of money. I would say sometimes 70 to 80%, sometimes 90% in the first years to basically build the brand. So they spend a lot of money in a commercial. This company is not an exception, and the $250 million revenue what the company did before, the company only made $20 million. So, the profit margin is in a range of about 8 to 9%, which is, in my opinion, it's very low for one simple reason. If something is going to go wrong, I mean, how many jackets can they sell? And not everywhere it's as cold for the Goose jacket, and maybe they're going to get into a different kind of business. But in this particular case scenario, as I said before, I'm also not too much bullish on the company. I want to see their first quarter. I want to see how their numbers are growing, and I want to see obviously what the CEO is going to say. And as I said before, I look at the technical stuff. Obviously, I do understand fundamentals. I do know what the company are talking about. And for me, the most important thing is to understand what's the fundamentals and what's the future, what they're talking about the future, and what kind of future is there for the company. Next, very interesting scenario. As you know, I always in every webinar, I'm talking about this particular company, VRX, and I said a lot of bad things about the stock way before when the company was getting destroyed, and as you see, it's still getting destroyed right now. One of the biggest shareholder, Bill Ackman, get out right here with one of the biggest position, lost a lot of, a few $1 billion on the stock because he was truly believer in the core business of the company. But as you can see, nobody cares about who's investing in the stock. If the people don't like it, if there is a bad fundamentals, there's a bad story behind it, the stock is going to get killed. I just want to explain for you, there's a period of 10 years, 20 to 25% of the stocks are getting delisted. And some of the stocks started as very good and big business. So you should understand one thing. It does not really matter what the company do. You have to understand, people on the stock market, the big investors, big money, they look for the story and the numbers. And the most important thing, the deals. So what's going on with the VRX? VRX is getting destroyed right now. What I believe, can it be a little bit turnaround in the stock? Obviously, it possibly can when shorts are going to cover. But as you see right now, shorts are not covering. Every time the stock basically tests the low, it's going lower and lower and lower. So what do we have to see? We have to see either some turnaround in the business, either some numbers. So that's what we have to see. If we're going to see the turnaround on the business, then we can basically say something is there. Or, for example, if it's just a technical analysis, like, for example, if there's a big channel, as you see, the high for the stock right here is 1160, high for the stock right here is 1145. So if the 1160 is going to be broken, there's a huge possibility the stock can go straight to 14 and maybe to $16 a share, because there's a lot of short sellers. There's a lot of short sellers. And when there's a short seller need to cover, they all cover, not with the limit orders, they all cover with the market orders. So when the short seller is basically covering the stock, they moving the stock higher. So you should understand one thing. If there is an energy in the stock, the energy must come from somewhere. So in this particular case scenario, if we're going to see a short seller covering the stock, then we have all the options for the stock to turn around. But for now, nothing is there. Somebody is basically trying to right here keep the levels. And for now, as I said, there's no buyers. Maybe there's going to be some news. Very interesting scenario that a few days ago, I think last week on Tuesday or Wednesday, the news came out on this particular company, and it was a very good news. But as I said before, since there's a lot of sellers there, the company did not even react on the good news and still continue to go down. So in this particular case scenario, you have to watch out for 1160. If 1160 is going to be taken, then there's all the chances for the company to go up. BCOV, very interesting scenario. Take a look. There's at $9 a share, very interesting scenario. There's a very big resistance level with the two false breakout right here, 1 and 2. But you see the stock always want to go back and test it again. What we're seeing right now, there's somebody is accumulating the position between $8 and $9 a share. It's definitely always in the channel. Somebody basically takes the position between $8 and $9 a share. So we have to watch out what's going to be the level of $8 a share or the level of $9 a share. If the $9 a share is going to be broken, then the stock has all the possibility to go to $11 a share. A lot of times people ask me, what do I have in my portfolio? I have a two portfolio, one for me, one for my son, and we hold my favorite stocks, the Facebook. Facebook, in my personal opinion, this is one of the best business out there for the Facebook. I love this company. I love what they do. I mean, I don't like social media stocks. I don't like Facebook. I'm not a big fan because, people wasting like 90% of their life on the Facebook and in other different sources. But, if you take a look at this company as far as the business-wise, in my personal opinion, it's a big business in the company. And I think personally, the Facebook is a company of the future. The next one is the company future is definitely Google. I mean, one thing for a fact, these guys are trying to make a lot of money in commercial. And I think personally, you gotta watch out for the words that the Bill Gates said recently. He said one thing for a fact, that's in the future, it's going to be two different kind of people in the companies. Those who basically sells everything over the internet and those who is the losers. So in this particular case scenario, anybody who's doing business on the internet, this is the people for the future, and everybody have a chance to make money in the internet business. And the Google is one of these huge companies with the Facebook. They're making a lot of money. As you see, they're coming out all the time with all different stuff. It used to be just a search engine. It started the company as a search engine. Right now, they're coming into a different kind of businesses. They're pretty much everywhere. And the third of my favorite stock, it's Amazon. Amazon, I said it before, it's one of my favorite stocks. You see it's testing the highs right now. Amazon business is fantastic. The company makes a lot of money. It started also as a company selling goods. Right now, they basically put in the buyers and sellers together. And I think personally, this company has a phenomenal future in the near future. So as I said before, Facebook, Amazon, and Google, that's the company of the future, is what I think before. But don't forget one thing for a fact. Anything can happen. 2008 can happen again, especially right now when a country like United States is getting into a lot of different politics, games, war, and everything else. The stock market can be very, 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 very fluctuating, big time. I mean, we can have a huge volatility in the market, and in this case, the volatility it's not a good word; it's the bad word, because sometimes you getting long and there's a bad news coming out, attack or something else, and the market is getting collapsed, or market is getting collapsed, boom, and there's a good news coming out and you're in shorts and you get destroyed. So I want you to understand one thing for a fact. Please, very careful when you basically trade the stock. Make sure you put a stop order. You make sure you know where you're going to get in and when you're going to get out. Thank you very much. It's been Alexander Gerchik, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you.